Let's remove the muteness from the other platforms. And let's hop on into the game side of things. Over on those other platforms. Gotta set up the counter system again because that just crashed. So bear with me to everyone else. Okay, the ratio is going to go up by 4 because 4 games makes a bit more sense. Push the button and it works. Cool. Now on TikTok, we could just load up the games like nothing happened and just go for it. Start the recording process because, again, we can now turn off Spotify because that is not needed now because we have game audio. And now it's basically just continued to look for the turtle like nothing happened. Sure, the lights are all working great. And believe it or not, this is probably the earliest we normally stream. As you can see from that way, I've got natural lighting. But other than that, how is everyone doing on all the platforms? Speaking of platforms, I forgot to do something. So while we're doing that, I was gonna laugh if we had found the shiny first try, but unfortunately, no one gets that lucky. Welcome to the stream. Okay, let's connect that, and then that lets the chat bots run. Have I ever thought of, yep, again, to me, that just is a waste of time for doing RNG manipulation, because with that logic, I might as well just RNG manipulate every Pokemon in every game to be shiny. I'd rather do it the actual way and just sit there and hunt, because again, to me, it's a little bit more fun and it makes the shiny more rewarding instead of just going, oh, with that logic, I can just hack my consoles, dump my save files, and just give myself every single shiny in the game, upload them to home. As long as they look legitimate, then home won't detect it. It's just extra steps that aren't needed. It ruins the fun. It's like, imagine going fishing, right? And instead of going fishing, you just buy a fish at the counter and say you caught it. It's not genuine then, is it? You haven't gone fishing. It just ruins that fun for me. Because I like shiny hunting. The other reason I like doing it is because it allows me to build up my patience. Because as a kid, I had no patience for things. Whereas now, I work in retail and shit like that, so it gives me also that patience. It also adds, like you said, a certain skill. Again, a certain skill for patience as well is what it allowed me to develop, was patience. And I've had a few people in my life that go in, why are you so patient? I went, because I shiny hunt. I'm not going to lie about that. I just sit there and look for different colored Pokemon because it's fun. It's not for everyone, but for me, I find it fun. And I know a lot of other content creators, they shiny hunt as well. Hitting the exact millisecond is pretty hard. Exactly. You have, it's like surgery. You have to know exactly what you're doing and you have to do it the exact right way. Otherwise you miss that frame. It's down to timing. With certain people, I know people that have done it back to back without RNG manipulation because they hit the right frame. I think it's either Ruby, Sapphire, or Emerald, but one of them is that RNG is so fucked that you basically have to pray that you hit the right frame. And I'm pretty sure it's Emerald, because Emerald's RNG is pretty janked. Also, Alex, welcome into the stream again. How are you doing, buddy? But yeah, no, shiny hunting is not, like, I would say, for the faint of heart. If you don't have patience, it's not going to be a fun time for you. But for me, yeah, I enjoy it. How am I doing 4 screens at once? I have 4 switches hooked up to a Wavebird controller, and that basically allows me to just hunt 4 times. Alex with the 6-7, god damn it. One of the mods is already in here doing 6-7. You're such a bitch, Alex. Oh yeah, no, so basically what it is this controller, as you can see from the dial, it's kind of blurry, but you see that little dial there? It has 16 channels. It's hooked up to, if I can try and get one of these to show up, I'll unplug it. So I have 4 of these. They're all set to the same channel. So then now, once I basically push the dial, look, because I took it out, one of them desynced, but now, if I'm pushing the button, look, it will basically all control. If I was to press the red button, boom. It loads, and all my inputs get synced to the console. So as long as I have those Wavebird receivers, and I know people are saying, but how do you know these are genuine? This is official GameCube hardware. This stuff was for the GameCube. I know someone, not personally, but he hunts with 32 GameCubes. If he has 32 of them, plus one of these, those consoles will all share the exact same inputs. It's clever technology, because it's radio waves. It's all connected into radio waves. So when I basically watched a video on how he fucking did it, I was like, you know what? I had extra money to do it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this fucking experiment, because I feel like at the end of the day, it's not going to work, or he's saying it works, but he's not showing the full steps. So I did it, bought the wrong adapters, and obviously it didn't work, because certain ones don't officially work that way. So what I ended up doing was, bear with, I'll catch up on chat in a second, having to go and buy the actual, like, GameCube adapter that I needed, went for that, and then it just started working. Because it just worked, because it runs off radio waves. How much did it cost me? Also, Child, if you're still here, thank you for the sub. It cost me about... Because how much did it actually cost me? Now, that is the genuine question. Because the controller itself, I had to buy off of eBay. Because, again, getting a hold of actual Wavebird controllers and shit like that is never easy nowadays. Because most of them will be either for, like, selling them for parts to repair them. Let me actually go onto my eBay and find out how much I did pay for them. Because I'm genuinely curious how much it cost me to do that. Let me go over to eBay, because that's where I got them from. It's probably going to try RNG to start. I heard it's much faster. It is, but again, I like the hunt because it makes it more fun for me. So my entire order for those parts that I got. So the Waybo controller with one receiver was about 74.75. Then another controller with a second adapter was 72.67 because I couldn't find. So I bought two Wavebird adapters, the little part I showed that's like that. I bought two of those, and that was the guy's last two. Those were about 83.29, 83.26 for the two of them. So we're probably looking about 250 to 278, round that up. So again, you're looking in to get the official parts that you know will work, they're going to be more expensive. So I know I could then just sell this controller off because I don't need it. But again, it's nice to have them because if this one ever broke, or I started using this one and it broke, I've got the other one to fall back on. So it's nice to have them. Plus, I've never owned a GameCube before, so playing with an actual official Nintendo GameCube controller actually feels quite nice. Because I have had every other Nintendo console. I grew up on the N64, I skipped the GameCube, went straight to the Nintendo Wii. So to basically have a controller for a console that I never had growing up as a kid. As a teenager, I debated on buying a GameCube just so I could have it in, like, you know, my collection. Say, yeah, I've played Nintendo 64 as a kid, then I got the GameCube, then I had the Wii, then I had the Wii U, then I had the Switch, then I had the Switch 2, and the OLED. The other ones I don't have is the Switch Lite, because I said I don't need a Switch that is exclusively handheld only, because that's just fucking stupid. Yeah, it's cheaper, but then I can have one that can go into the dock and go onto the TV. Whereas if I'm playing on the Switch Lite, it's only handheld only, which is so dumb. Yo, like a glove, welcome back. Where the fuck have you been? You've been gone for too long, my friend. Yeah, my friend thought he got a good deal, then he got stuck drift. Yeah. The Switch Lites, it's an alright console if you're just planning to play it on handheld mode. But if you want something that, obviously, like a Switch, if you want to get a Switch, just put the extra, like, money into it and just get the one that can go into the TV. Because at that point, you know, then you've got one that you can use in handheld mode and when it's docked. It's so much better. Why are there 4 screens? Clone Trooper 57, welcome on in. That's because we're hunting on 4 copies of Fire Red and Leaf Green, 2 Leaf Greens and 2 Fire Reds. Lucario! I think, no, that's Lucaro. Damn, I almost said the Pokemon name. And if it is supposed to be Lucario, you're missing the eye, my friend. So are you using emulators? Luca Romanian flag, gotcha. No, these are official Nintendo Switches. I just have 4 Switches. And I can prove that they're Switches. Because watch. 1. So if I go back in. 2. As you can see, bottom one underneath. This one's going to be a bit harder because it's on the other side. 3. And then this one is also a little hard to reach. And 4. They're all official Switches. So at the moment, like a glove, do you mean Switch-wise or in general? Of what console do I have? The Switch 2 is definitely worth getting for the sole purpose of Pokemon Gen 10 and onwards. It's going to be Switch 2. Then eventually the new console they'll make. You doing a Dream Tween or only Squirtle? So this Squirtle is going towards my Shiny Limit Index. Just like how I got Charmander in here, I got Charizard from Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Same with Charmeleon. Got a Charmander, evolved it into Charmeleon. So now any other time that I go after any of the other lines, it's just to fill out the decks. And also full-on hunting. It's like I said last night, it scratches an itch for me I didn't realize I had until I started doing full-on hunts. How many shinies do I have? Since we got Charmander on the 30th of March, I'm currently sat at a nice toasty 190 shiny Pokemon. So yeah, 190 of the little sods. Yeah, and I've been doing that since 2018, 2019. I have got a few good ones in there, and I will quickly go over a few of them if you guys want to know which ones I've got. As in, like, a few legendaries or mythicals that I've actually hunted. Shiny Jasper, welcome on in. I do have Shiny Mewtwo. Chat helped me name that one. It was just a random nickname, and I'm sorry, but that's the first thing someone said in stream, and I was like, you know what? I said whatever first nickname showed up is what I'd name it. I got it in Ultra Moon with 1,771 encounters with Shiny Charm. We named it Pickle because of the tail. Someone said its tail's green, so call it Pickle, and I went, I did say the first nickname that showed up is what we would name it, so we have Pickle the Mewtwo. One of my proudest shinies that I do have in my entire life. What 3 shinies do you have, by the way? Because my proudest shiny that I do have would probably be... Where did it go? I just need to remember where it is. There it is. So, my first ever full-on hunt, right? That I remember doing, because there's no shiny charm in this game. So I think I've only ever had, like, old odds where I got one shiny from it was Shaman in Pokemon Platinum. And I still have it to this day. And I've never been prouder of myself for doing that. Because I was dual hunting in physical Platinums, because I have 2 of them. And we got Shiny Shaman at 4,147. And why that's so important is because that is under half odds. Because 4,000... No, that's over half odds, sorry. So it's under half odds, but just... Hang on a minute, I want to actually know how many odds I went over. It was very low, so 4,147 minus 4,096. I was 51 over half odds, and it showed up. So when I got that shiny Shaman, I lost my collective shit. Because it was so good. What game is this, Like a Glove? This is Fire Red and Leaf Green. I grew up on these games when I was a kid. These came out, I think, 2003 or 2005. So again, they are very old games. They're like 17 plus years old. But I still love the old games. I feel like there's something nostalgic about them. Playing with them, with the old style graphics. I wish what Pokemon would do for like an anniversary thing is remake older Pokemon games in this style. But in like, you know how they do like HD 2.5D. Do that for these games. And I feel like they've got some money on their hands. We on the same amount of resets right now, but I'm hunting Charmander. Nice! What made you go for Charmander? Is it just a Pokemon that you really like, or obviously it's just popularity? I only watched the shows and I played a few of the Pokemon games. You know what? Like a glove. Again, nothing wrong with that. I love how an iPhone 16 Pro Max is liking the stream. iPhone 16 Pro Max, thank you for the follow. What the fuck? That's such a funny... I'm sorry. Oh my god. Believe it or not, that's the iPhone I skipped. Yo, Mini Bacon, welcome on in. Remember me? Vaguely. If I have forgotten you, I do apologize, but the profile picture does ring bells, so I kind of remember the profile picture. I love Pokemon. Hey, what can I say? iPhone has good taste. iPhone has very good taste. Oh, I'm sorry, that was just so funny. iPhone, you've made my day. You have made my day, my guy. That's so funny. My favorite games. No, Pokemon is a very... Do you like Mario? I do like the Mario franchise. I'm watching the movie, I think, next Saturday. I was supposed to go out yesterday with my best friend to go and watch the movies. Because we were going to go and see 3 films, but obviously they're not feeling too great. So obviously we've rescheduled it for next week. Hoping those films will still be on. I know one of them will be. The other 2, I don't think are going to be on, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. Who's your favorite starter in Gen 1, 2, 3, or do you mean in general? Because now that makes it harder. What the fuck? What's with the long ass message? Of all the time. Ooh. Okay, now that's a little harder because there's 10 generations. Right. Can we not do that? Can we not crash Google, please? What's up, Subatomic Surfer? Can we not crash Google, please? Can we not do that? I have no idea what that word means. I know the bottom one. It's just it's a long ass word for a fear of hippopotamuses. Do you know what is really bad? Oh wait, I know what it is. It's the fucking lake. Why are you telling me about a lake in fucking Massachusetts? Oh, I know what's good. What's my favorite Pokemon? Pichu. It's literally the channel mascot. Cool, I've got Google to open back up. Google Chrome just crashed randomly. I was like, can we not fucking do that? Please, Google? Can we not be a bitch? That's what I was going to say, Google. Can we not be a little bitch about it? My favorite... Oh, we're doing pi now. 3.14159. He's just doing pi. Favorite Pokemon of... Gen 1? Ooh, okay. There's a lot of Gen 1 Pokemon I like. I'm probably going to have to narrow it down to like either Zapdos, Gengar, Gyarados, Lapras is in there, Mewtwo, Charizard. But again, I'm probably going to have to play it safe. I do love Lapras a lot, but I'm going to have to go Zapdos. But to answer the question of my favorite starter Pokemon out of all of them, so then obviously I'd have to say it's probably something like either Froakie or Grookey. something like that would probably be my answer. I do love the newer gen starters, but I have like a soft spot. Also Fuecoco. So if I had to pick one from each type, which I'm gonna do. So I'd say my favorite grass type is Grookey. Favorite fire type is Fuecoco. And favorite water, favorite grass is favorite grass Grookey. Favorite water Froakie, and favorite fire is Fuecoco. But I still have a soft spot for Cyndaquil. But then obviously I met Fuecoco and I was like, this guy. This is probably now my favorite fire type. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur. But all the fire types I love: Charmander, Cyndaquil, Torchic, Chimchar, Tepig 50-50. Fennekin is nice. Litten is badass. Scorbunny is... it's alright. Gen 8, Gen 9 obviously Fuecoco, and Gen 10 is obviously Pombun. But Subatomic Surfer, what are you up to today on this Easter morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where people are watching from? Litten's your favorite? I mean, there's nothing wrong with Litten. I just kind of wish that, obviously, we would see it a little more. Like, other trainers using the Incineroar line would have been nicer. But, can't go wrong. Hey, we got Sonic in the TikTok. Welcome on in, Sonic. How long have you been playing Pokemon? Long enough. I've been playing Pokemon since I was about 4 or 5, so 20 plus years, so 2 decades. And I love it. My sister handed me her Pokemon stuff when I was a kid, because she, in a way, outgrew it. And ever since then, she's got me hooked into Pokemon, and I basically live on the tradition. Obviously, her kids love it, so in a way, I can basically share that love with her children. Obviously, 2 of her kids love Pokemon. I'm not sure about the youngest one yet. He's probably going to get into it, knowing my luck. And, yeah. So my sister will probably just tell her kids, if you ever need to go anything about Pokemon, go to your uncle, because he knows more than I ever did as a kid. Like, I still have the chunky Pikachu plushie that was hers that she gave to me. I used to always sleep with it when I was a little kid, just because it was soft and it was really cuddly, and it was Pikachu. Who's not going to have a teddy of a Pikachu? Like, hell, I still have plushies down there. Just, they go in the backdrop. It makes it look nicer. You started off with Bulbasaur? Yo, welcome on into the stream, 20 pizzas. I mean, nothing wrong with Bulbasaur. I think Bulbasaur is the underdog of the Kanto games. Plus, Bulbasaur technically is the better starter to pick. Why? Because... think about it. Bulbasaur curb stomps Brock. It curb stomps Misty. It resists Surge. It basically is neutral to Erica. Gym 5. Trying to remember that's... it's not Sabrina. I think she's the 6th gym leader. No, she's not the 6th gym leader. She is the 5th. Lane 7th. Koga. It kind of is not great against Koga. It gets curb stomped by Sabrina, and then it again helps you with Giovanni. I think Onyx is one of my favorites on Magikarp. You know what? Nothing wrong with Onyx on Magikarp. So again, think about if you use Charmander, you're playing hard mode. In Fire Red Leaf Green, they had to teach it Metal Claw just to help you get through. Which again, not a bad idea for Charmanders to learn Metal Claw. first gen is the coolest. I mean, I'd say first gen obviously had a lot to hype up about, because obviously it's their first ever game. But I say, in my opinion, their best game, if I had to pick a region that I think would realistically be their best, like, you know, amazing experience to play, it's definitely the Johto games. Do you know, this sounds horrible, right? Nothing against Fire Red Leaf Green or Heart Gold Soul Silver, but what I wish, which I fucking wished that they had done for Heart Gold Soul Silver is, now this is just a me thing, I love Heart Gold Soul Silver the way it is, but if I could add one extra thing to Heart Gold Soul Silver, now hear me out. Ready? Who here has played Heart Gold Soul Silver? If you have, put a turtle emoji in the chats. What Pokemon was shiny locked? I'm so confused. Bulbasaur's not shiny locked. So, Fire Red Leaf Green came out before Heart Gold Soul Silver, right? I have 4 Switches iPhone. So, Heart Gold Soul Silver gives us the ability to play in Johto, then go to Kanto for the post game, right? Fire Red Leaf Green takes place before Heart Gold Soul Silver. Is Team Rocket still a thing? Technically, yes and no. Because they've got Rainbow Rocket from Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. So what I would have loved them to do, if they had to remake Heart Gold Soul Silver. Now, this is my ideal want. How about Emerald version? Emerald version is pretty good, but... yeah, excuse me. I'm getting a stuffy nose. So, what I would wish them to do is you start in Johto in a Heart Gold Soul Silver remake, right? You can then, after you beat the game, you can then get Kanto unlocked as a post game. Now, to take place, saying that this also takes place almost like how Fire Red and Leaf Green does, you can go to the Sevi Islands, because I'm wondering why the Sevi Islands were not in Heart Gold Soul Silver. Like, think about it logically. They were part of Kanto from Fire Red Leaf Green. So they obviously couldn't say, oh, they didn't exist back then. Fire Red Leaf Green existed before Heart Gold Soul Silver. So you could argue, where did the Sevi Islands go? Why can't we go there anymore? So I would fix it with a Heart Gold Soul Silver remake, saying you can go to Kanto and, by extension, the Sevi Islands. And I know the Sevi Islands were just their way of getting Johto Pokemon into Kanto's game. But think about it this way. You could add other Pokemon to the Sevi Islands. This Heart Gold Soul Silver would have Pokemon from Gens 1 all the way through 10. You could say, oh look, on the Sevi Islands in a Heart Gold Soul Silver remake, there's a Rookidee from Galar. Why is it in Kanto? Because it flew here? Obvious, easy excuse. Just, it flew there. Birds can fly. So therefore, that's how it got there. I would remake Emerald. I probably wouldn't remake Emerald. I'm gonna go now. Have the rest, good rest of your hunt. Have fun, iPhone. But I probably wouldn't remake Emerald just for the simple fact 20 pizzas is because Oraz did it perfectly. Oraz is literally, the Delta episode is a perfect rendition of Emerald for me. Because, again, I would have loved it if we could have gone into space in the original Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald to fight Deoxys. Oraz did that for me. I was like, you know what? Delta episode, well done. You did what I wanted as a kid. I could not ask for a better copy of the game. So if I was to remake Oraz, it would kind of kill it for me, because it'd be like, right, so you're remaking a game that was already perfect, just port it over and upscale it, and boom, done. Call it a day. I wish they would add Emerald to the Switch. I do too, because I would buy that game 4 times and I would go after Mew. With the additional of 2 physical DS versions that I've got. And just say, fuck it, boom, we're 6-way hunting this bloody cat. Well, I'm hoping they add Emerald later this year or the beginning of next year. Yo, Squirtle, welcome on in. Dude, I'm looking for you. Welcome back. For now, I'm just using ROMs on my phone. You know what? Again, all this is, what they've re-released them, it's just... It's a ROM. They found it already online. It's just a ROM that was made for the Switch. That's all this game is. I only know Jesse James and their boss Giovanni with the evolved Meowth Persian. When do you normally go live? Whenever I can get the chance nowadays, like a glove. It's just because I work so much and it's finding out times. I don't have like I used to before. It's like, oh, every Friday I'd go live at 4 or whatever. It just depends on how my work schedule goes, because at the end of the day, my main job is my main source of income. So therefore, I kind of have to balance this around my personal life and my work responsibilities. So if for whatever reason, let's say I started making more revenue from streaming than I did at my main job, I would leave and just do this full time. Because then I'm my own boss and I can do this whenever I want, stream at the hours I want, and, you know, just do that. But again, I have had friends who were streamers who decided that they wanted to quit their jobs and do this full time and then regret it and then go back into work. And I was like, yeah, don't do that. Because if this was like making, like, let's say 4,000 a month, then I could actively consider leaving my job, because that's double my actual wages. Yo, World POV shop, welcome on in.
Thanks for the follow.
Cheese it, thank you for the follow. Fun fact, Cheese It. We actually named our shiny Charmander Cheese It. 20 pizza. Thank you for the follow. I thought you'd already followed. But other than that, it's literally like when people have asked me, would I do this full time? And I'm like, yeah. What do I do for a job? I work in retail. So I deal with technology and phones. Well, mostly phones, so. I'm quite techie, so I understand a lot of things with phones. I need to make sure I up the counter correctly, because I feel like I'm actually a Charmander behind. Sorry, Squirtle behind. No, we're actually on the right one. Cool. Yeah, it's a good job. Obviously, it gets stressful from time to time, but so can any job, let's be honest. But again, I like my job. I have had a few customers that made me go, right, why the fuck is this a thing? Like, what? Is it possible to play the Fire Ash ROM Still, the I mean, do you mean Ash Grey? I'm pretty sure if you can find that ROM online, it's still very much available. It didn't just stop existing. And even if it did, there are some people that probably still have it. They'll just upload it online and go boom. If anyone wants to play the Fire Red version of Ash's story, or called Ash Grey, still exists. And the fact that it's a ROM hack, not a fan game, is actually quite insane. That it was using Fire Red as an engine to do all of that is pretty impressive. Because it's not even the fact that it's using like RPG Maker and shit like that, like Pokemon Uranium and Insurgents do. It's using the actual base ROM of Fire Red. It's called a ROM hack, not the fan game. A fan game would be basically building a game up from scratch, like using like an engine. Like some fan games use Unity and stuff like that. If I start playing Pokemon, what game would you recommend I start with? Depends on what game console you have and how much, if you're willing to buy a Pokemon game, that you're willing to spend. Because a lot of the old ones, they get pricey. And gulping like that, thinking at some of the prices, like, I know if I was to go on eBay right now, I'm new to ROMs, gotcha. So if I was to type, I don't know, say you wanted to play this game for yourself and you didn't have a Switch, but you have an original DS, like a Nintendo DS Lite, or a game like a Game Boy SP or Game Boy Advance, you can get one copy of Fire Red, not sure if it's a real one or a fake, but for $14.99. But if you want a new, like what most people are fucking charging for it, you're looking at least 70 upwards. So you're then better off just buying one of the modern games. Hey, what's your favorite shiny? No first gens or any starters, and no Pikachu either. Again, I don't really like Pikachu shiny. I think it's not a great one. For me, favorite shinies will probably be Metagross, because Metagross is just a very good looking shiny. Like, I want it, yeah, you can tell me your favorite shiny. Go for it. And it's very specific. I mean, go for it, cheese it. Shiny Mega Gengar. That's actually a really good one. I mean, it goes from like a really bad shiny to a nice white. Realistically, shiny Gengar should have been white to begin with. I'm sorry. Like, I argued that yesterday. And I was like, all they need to do to fix Gengar shiny is turn it white with blue eyes, because Haunter's tongue turns blue. That's where the blue goes. It goes from its tongue to its eyes. Job done. That's how you fix a terrible shiny. TRX, welcome on in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, you know what, Leon? I completely forgot about how good Shiny Haxorus was. You know what? I will give you credit for that one. I've got to go, but I might come back later. Yo, Lightica Glove, you're always welcome here, my guy. I know, right? Got it in black and white too. Yeah. You know what? I loved them for that. They take you to like the preserve and then you just get a free shiny Haxorus for all of that. I was like, you know what? That was pretty nice of them to just do that. But again, it's like almost the Red Gyarados thing from Heart Gold Soul Silver and Gold Silver Crystal, where it's a guaranteed shiny. Well, I would love it. In a way, yeah, you could have shiny hunted that. That would have been sick. But giving us a free shiny Haxorus, I was like, you know what? I'll happily take that. They gave us a lot of shiny dragons in Gen 5. They gave us the Gibble if you're playing, I think, Black 2, the Dratini if you're playing White 2, then Haxorus if you had either copy. It was quite a nice little touch. Is the top right corner how many times you've tried? Yeah. So where it says 2, 3, 4, 8, yeah, that's how many encounters we got. The only shiny you got was Zapdos. You know what? Zapdos isn't that bad of a shiny, really. Yo, Derek, welcome on into the stream. Did you know technically Shiny Gyarados was never actually shiny? Yeah, exactly. For those who don't know, Team Rocket fucking with the radio waves, they forced a Magikarp that was normal to evolve too early and it kept the red pigmentation, which made it a shiny before it being an actual shiny. Thank you for the follow, Derek. That's basically what it was. It wasn't intended to be a shiny. It was they forced it to evolve, causing it to keep its red pigmentation from Magikarp instead of its blue coloration. No, it's literally what that red Gyarados was. It was a Magikarp that was forced to evolve. Hence why it became red. But what I say is also kind of funny is because I will argue this point for both sides. Yes, Shiny Gyarados is red. This Magikarp was not shiny. By forcing it to evolve in those circumstances, it mutated its DNA, which fell in line with what a shiny's mutated DNA looks like, so it forced it to become a shiny. Unless they turn around and say, oh, that Magikarp that they tried forcing to evolve was a yellow one, fine. State that in the game that we tried to force a yellow Magikarp to evolve. Then you can argue, see, it was shiny all along. But the actual lore states that that red Gyarados was forced to evolve because of the radio waves. That's my at least interpretation as well. So,
Thanks for the follow.
Den, thank you for the follow. But Cheez-Its, you are 100% right, and they've told you if you're wrong. No, you know the actual lore. I feel like the anime one and the game one is different. So the anime one, we can argue that was shiny all along. Because when Lance sends it out, it has the sparkles. Fine, go nuts. That one was shiny. But in-game, it was stated it's a Magikarp that was forced to evolve. That's why its coloration was different. But then if it turned around and said, oh, the other ones turned out to be blue when they kept forcing them to evolve, then fine. That was a shiny Magikarp in that lake. Because there was no way in hell that you can tell me that there was no shinies in that lake and then suddenly one of them decides to evolve and go yellow to red. It would have been different if we saw the Magikarp in the overall being forced to evolve whenever it was yellow. Then you could argue, well, yeah, it was shiny to begin with. But if we actually saw like a sprite of a red Magikarp that evolved into a red Gyarados, then there's proof it wasn't shiny to begin with. But then again, I'm on your side, Cheez-It. True Pokemon fans will know what actually happened that day at the Lake of Rage. But it sounds horrible, and I know that we, as trainers, got a free shiny Pokemon to show off what shiny Pokemon were. But what would have been nice is if they showed that Lance had caught that one as well. That there was 2 red Gyaradoses in that lake, and that Lance caught the other one. Because then Lance would have had a red Gyarados instead of a blue one. Because then it would make sense why in the anime, he has a red one. Because his game counterpart did too. Instead, they go, oh yeah, the game counterpart has a blue one. The anime has the red one. Just saying, would have been a little bit interesting. I like how you can always tell who is new to a shiny hunt. What do you mean long awaited? Oh. Okay, I kind of get what you mean now. All the new gen hunters never single. Oh, wait, no. What? Are you saying that I'm new to shiny hunting? Or are you saying that new people you can tell immediately? Because I'm a little confused again now. Because all the new gen hunters never single system hunt. Yeah, I feel like since the re-release, a lot of new shiny hunters have like followed to. Mate, I've been shiny hunting since 2018, so I'm not really new to it. I just do it because A, I've got the consoles. Why not? Plus, it gives us faster encounters. I've known old shiny hunters that have been doing it since way longer than me, and they still do it. So I get what you mean, but at the same time, I've been hunting for a very long time. I have 190 shinies to my lemon dex. So I'm not a new shiny hunter. I've been doing it for a very long time. The first time I uploaded a shiny reaction to my YouTube, when I started officially hunting them, let's have a look. I'll go back to my shiny. What is your first 1 in 8,192 shiny? Shiny Shaman. On footage, but my first ever shiny when I was a kid was shiny Tentacle 3 encounters on Heart Gold Soul Silver when I was just randomly surfing. So that was my first ever shiny, was obviously Tentacle. So if I go back all the way through my videos on my YouTube, I've been playing since like 2000. Yeah, I mean, I love full-on hunts now a lot more because it makes the shinies worth a lot more. Also, Abel, thank you. W shiny, I'm going to get myself put together and continue to get Bulbasaur. It's the last counter starter I need. For me, it's Squirtle. Obviously, I still need Wartortle, but I'm going to hunt that in another game. The actual first shiny I ever got on footage for streams, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. It was Shiny Makuhita in Sun and Moon when I was doing SOS encounters, then followed up by Shiny Mankey again. And that was 7 years ago. So I've been hunting shinies for the past 7 years. And I only have 190 of the bastards. Which I mean is a good fucking percentage of the national dex done. But I uploaded the footage back in September of 2018, the same year I made the channel. You're going to get it next reset, I feel it. I hope so. Obviously, I found a Cricketot on a random game, but obviously I didn't count that as an actual shiny because it wasn't on footage. I was testing around with a method and I got it to appear. I will say new gen, though, uses cheats for shinies. They do. My friend, went like 15k for Mokuhita and Sapphire and can't remember. Yeah, what's up, Cheese It? You're gonna get it within the next 50 years. That's more realistic, Leon. Yeah, the new gens are really in love with RNG manipulation. I hate it. With power comes great responsibility. When me and my brother play Pokemon Go, his first shiny Charmander. Hey, that's not too bad, actually. It could be this reset or it could be the next. Like I said, I'm too far into these hunts. I'm not going to stop now. And with that logic, that Charmander I got is 6,211 soft resets in this game. I didn't sit there for a few days for nothing. My mum watched the video and she was like, why did you get so excited about a Pokemon? I went, well, because, mother, if you've noticed that Charmander is orange, the one that I found was yellow. Told her the odds of, you know, 1 in 8,192 being basically 0.0001% chance of it happening. She went, oh, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. I went, believe it or not, Mum, I'm not the only mad person on the internet that will sit there and look for a different colored Pokemon that has no benefits in battle. It just looks nice. That's it. And I said, it's just a thing we do. And I said, it also builds up my tolerance to be more patient with things, and for me, that's a fucking win-win with ADHD. I actually got my shiny Squirtle 3 days ago, did like 10,313 resets for him. You know what, that I give you dedication. Getting my Thor shipped soon. Can't wait to shiny hunt. You know what? You're gonna do great. By the way, if anyone was... That was all on a single system. You know what? Fucking mad lad. How was you... This isn't me being rude or anything. Was you hunting it also while at work? Because there is no way that you sat there for 3 days, multiple hours, getting that many. Because that... I give you fucking salute you for that one. But I do have an update for those who were watching last night. I have an update about my new gaming chair. It's just been shipped. So potentially... it will count. Yo, Pan has asked a question, or I'm going to call him Panos. If you turn the Switch or DS Lite off, does it reset it? Technically, yes and no, but you need to like soft reset the game. So like if you would turn the DS off and back on again, yes, it would do the job. But the quicker method of doing it would be basically, like I'll show you on my physical switches how I'm doing it. Ready? So once I check these ones, and I had like 4K resets when I picked it back up. Damn. So look, if I press this button to open up the menu, check if their start as a shiny, nope. So then I press A, B, X, and Y, it soft resets. So that way it's faster. That I know a lot of people that were hunting it, where they were going back to the home menu on the Switch, and then rebooting the game up back to normal like he was shiny hunting in BDSP. Don't do that, it's longer. Yo, Tay, welcome on into the stream. Yeah, but just soft reset the game. Don't turn the console off and back on. It's just longer than it needs to be. The way that I've been doing it is so much faster. What up, Tay? Also, what up, AJ? Kid, you not on Heart Gold since shiny starters are 3 times easier to come. You know what? I kind of want to do a Heart Gold Soul Silver hunt for the Cyndaquil, Typhlosion. No, Cyndaquil, Chikorita, Totodile. Just for fun. But again, I would need to get a way to back up my save file because I don't want to lose my Heart Gold Soul Silver save file because I had them since I was a kid and I got a good few memories of that game. Starshine hunting 2 days ago, no luck so far. I believe in you, you'll find it. I need to make sure I'm right counting number. I am. Good, good, good. It's rewarding, bro. You get so many quicker hunts. The fact that they show up shiny as well, I love that little detail. I was scrolling, so I wanted to say hi. I'm still putting my PC back together. Okay, Tay, you're gonna have to fucking explain to me what the fuck happened to your PC. Yeah, I have a way to basically dump my save file off of the cartridge and put it onto like my PC to keep it safe. But then again, I don't really remember how to do it, and I just don't want to risk corrupting my like 12-year-old save file. My water cooler went out. Ah, shit. That's kind of bad when your water cooler in the PC just gives out. It's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to keep the PC cool, not wet. To be fair, for me, I'm tempted to just find another copy of Heart Gold Soul Silver and just buy it. It's just, you know what? That kind of makes a little bit more sense that it's on its way out. If Pokemon is your power, what are you without it? You know what? Never thought of it that way. Fair enough. Yeah, buy a new console at that point. I'd just buy a new cartridge of Heart Gold Soul Silver. But then again, if I was to go to eBay and look at Heart Gold Soul Silver cartridges, Heart Gold, okay, they're not that bad, but someone is trying to sell one for $82, $81. And I'm like, yeah, you could fuck right off with that. That's more than the newer Pokemon games. And I'm like, yeah, fuck that. It's because people want them. I was in a CEX, which is a like reseller shop here in the UK. I went in there just to look at see what was available. And they had a Heart Gold Soul Silver game in there for about 80, going on 100 if it was boxed. And I was like, yeah, fuck that. Because I can't wait for them to ever go that high for the newer games. If it's all put together, it's all put back together, but the radiator fans aren't getting power, so I have to go back through and check wiring. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully you don't have to take it too far apart. But if you do, then unfortunately that's what we have to do, ain't it, sis? Yeah, because a whole box cartridge of Heart Gold Soul Silver with the box as well and the manual, you're looking at about 115 for that. Yeah, CEX's prices are so high for no fucking reason. It's actually a fucking joke in there sometimes. Because you can get them cheaper elsewhere. And I just fucking hate it with CEX when they do that. Like, I'm going to quickly look on their website right now. Tay, you should probably get some sleep after that, you know? Just make sure you're not too sleepy. So if I was to go on CEX's website and typed Pokemon Soul Silver, what prices do you think we're going to find, chat? Because I'm looking at it right now, and easily 100 quid. Right. 90 quid. No. So, Pokemon Soul Silver, game only, no Pokewalker, £125. Pokemon Soul Silver with Pokewalker, manual, outer box, and insert, which is basically that big box it came in. When it came with the Pokewalker, $235. And you know it's bad when Pokemon Silver, the original, unboxed, is 40 quid. $125 with the manual and box. I think it says without. Yeah, so Pokemon I still have mine. Let me grab it. Where is it? Did I put it somewhere else? Shit. I did put it somewhere else, didn't I? Let's see. No, it's not behind that shelf. There is dust. Did I put it away somewhere? No. Oh, fuck it. I don't have it up there now. Hang on a minute, chat. I think I know where I put it now. Let's take a few Funko Pops down and we'll see if I can find it. Ah, shit. No. Okay, damn. It's not where I thought it was going to be. But, basically... Oh, shit. I'm trying to see if I can remember where it was. Hang on a minute. I think I know where it is. Shit, ignore that. I found it. So, this. So, Soul Silver in a box like that goes for $235. Are you fucking kidding me? I still have mine. Obviously, there's a slight tear in it. But it comes with basically the Pokewalker, a manual on how to use the damn thing, and the game was in this box. I still have mine from all those years ago. So if it was in good condition, that alone would have been $235. Just for that. That I find is fucking hilarious. Actually fucking hilarious. Right, let's get back to those hunts. Because goddamn, is that a scam in a heartbeat? Because at that point, I was just like, what's the fucking point? The good thing is it has 5 years warranty, I will say that. But... I need to check the counter though. Yeah, so we do need to up the counter. You know what? I never actually did look up what a heart gold would have been. I'm just going to type Pokemon in and see what comes up. So, ZA is 45. X and Y is 40. Violet is 35. Legends Arceus is 42. Sword and Shield is 38. Brilliant Diamond is 40. Let's Go Pikachu is 38. Scarlet is 38, so Violet is cheaper. Shield is 38. Auraz is... Omega Ruby is 48. Shining Pearl is 38. Now get this. Platinum. 110 for Pokemon Platinum. Pokemon Moon, 22. Pokemon Yellow, unboxed, 40. Fire Red, without the wireless adapter. Physical cartridge, 80. Heart Gold, 125. Pokemon White, 68. Pokemon Blue, unboxed, 35. Pokemon Diamond, 50. Pokemon Ruby, 65. Pokemon Omega Alpha Sapphire, 48. Pokemon Black, 65. Emerald is 140. Pokemon Sapphire, 65. Again, switch to version of Legends Arceus. ZA, sorry. 45. Pokemon X, 40. Pokemon Gold, 40. Pokemon Black 2, 105. Pokemon White 2, 105. Original Red, 38. Pokemon Sun, 22. Let's go Eevee, 45. Pokemon Crystal, 72. 125 on Soul Silver. Pokemon Pearl, 50. Like we said, Pokemon Silver. That went up to 40. Ultra Sun, 48. Ultra Moon, 50. Leaf Green, 80. Mystery Rescue Team DX, 42. And then it starts becoming Pokemon movies. Heart Gold, Soul Silver, 235 if it's the full boxed version. Fire Red with the wireless receiver adopts a manual box. It's the full box like I showed you for Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That with the wireless receivers for those games, you're looking at 210 for that. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team, 25. Pokemon Tournament for the Switch, 30. Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time, 20. Rangers, 28. Rangers Guardian Signs, 35. Super Mystery Dungeon, 25. Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire is 35. Pokemon Conquest, 102. Rangers Shadows of Almia, 35. Twitch, thank you for banning the bot. New Pokemon Snap was 30. Pokemon Emerald with manual and box is 310. Ruby with manual and box is 155. 65 for Pokopia and 55 for Pokemon Coliseum plus the manual plus it's boxed. Mystery Dungeon Darkness, 22. Pokemon Yellow with the manual and everything else included, 170. XD Gala Darkness with manual and box is 200. 85 for Explorers of Sky, 22 for Rumble World, 18 for Battle Revolution, and 22 for Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity, 15 for Pokemon Dash. Leaf Green with the manual is 230. Super Rumble is 18. We're just going over a few games that basically just are extortionate priced for whatever reason. Just want to make sure I'm on the correct encounter. So this will be 88. Cool. What else do we got? PokeLink is 12. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet with the hidden DLC, or whatever it was 875. Sword and Shield is 95. Violet is 75. Pokemon Art Academy, 15. 90 for Shield's version of the swords. Pokemon Tournament for Wii U is 8, which is no Mewtwo card, so $8. Pokemon Stadium without transfer pack and unboxed, you'd be looking at about $15 for that. Pokemon Trading Card Game for the Game Boy Color, 15. Pokemon Snap, the original, 12. Pinball's lock-on thing, 12. Leaf Green without it, 85. Pokemon Stadium 2, unboxed, 65. Fire Red, 85. Pokemon Gold, 140. Pokemon Sapphire with manual, 155. Ooh. Kind of want to look at this card now. Because they do also do trading cards, which is kind of fire, not gonna lie. I kind of want to look at the Obsidian Flames Charizard graded Ace 10. I'm fucking curious to what this card actually looks like. Oh. Shit. That card. Nah, it's not worth it for that price. Pokemon Snap, the original Pokemon Snap with manual and box is 42. Blue 140. Crystal in different languages 280. Some of these games is like, why the fuck are they being charged that price? I bought Pokemon Black 3 years ago for 48. You know what? That's not too bad. But some of these games, I'm looking at them on their website and I'm like, why the fuck is it that priced? Pokemon Puzzle Challenge with the manual and box for the Game Boy Color is $260. What the fuck? Why? It's so expensive. Why? I'm sorry, that's just bad. What I find funny is the Power of Us movie for Pokemon from 2018 is like £4 to buy. Detective Pikachu is £3. That's funny. When it lets you put in nicknames, how come you cancel it? Mine doesn't let me. Should do. But welcome to the stream. So, let me check what your settings are. So for me, if you go to options, I have these settings of fast, on, shift, mono, help, and type 3 or type 4, just to change the frames. See? It should always let you say yes or no to nickname a Pokemon. How are you playing 4 at once? Wave Bird controller plus 4 switches. So as you can see here, would you like to nickname a Squirtle? I can say no. Trevor, welcome on into the stream. Ooh, I'm doing it in a different time zone, but usually stream. I'm in a different time zone, but usually stream a little bit later. No, yeah. Obviously, I've got some plans tonight, so obviously I wanted to get a stream in earlier before. Because also I've got work tomorrow, so therefore I wanted to get an earlier stream in, so that way I'm not up too late, so I can just get some sleep again. Plus, I was like, you know what? I never stream early as much anymore. It's always in the later half. So I was like, you know what? I'll just stream earlier and see if that makes any difference. Yeah, we got Charmander at 6,211 on the 30th of March. So technically last month. About 6 days ago. So not the end of the world. Yeah. Odds are 1 in 8,192. I'm actually going to put that in a pinned comment. So that's a pinned comment. So for anyone who wants to know, there's the odds. I'm going to say the same thing here. So the odds, if I can make that a pinned comment. Nope, I can't. I can pin that in Twitch. I can pin that here. So on all my platforms that I'm streaming on, I'm just having those messages pinned. Am I shiny hunting for fun? Wait, what was the question? Sorry. Sorry, did I update the counter? I've got to check that first. Sorry. No, I didn't. Cool. This one needs to be updated then. Question: you shiny hunting for fun or collection or fire red brewing? Basically, just for my living deck. So technically, both for fun and for collection reasons. Yanma evolves learning Ancient Power. So as long as your Yanma knows the move Ancient Power, it'll evolve. If it doesn't know that move, then yeah, you're not getting a Yanmega, I'm afraid. Ooh, Lucario joined. Damn it, they're not shiny. So I just got it to level 65 for no reason. Yeah. I mean, not really. As soon as it becomes a Yanmega, that's going to be a really strong Pokemon. Oh, you're in Leaf Green. Buddy, I don't know how to tell you this, but Yanma doesn't evolve in these games. It doesn't start becoming a Yanmega till Gen 4. So even though that Pokemon exists now in our time, back in these games, it didn't exist. So no matter what level or move that, even if it was to learn Ancient Power in this game, it would not evolve. Because again, it doesn't exist in the code. It's not going to happen. It's like how in BDSP, even though Sylveon exists, Eevee can't evolve into a Sylveon. It can only evolve up into Glaceon and Leafeon at the max. So I just thought I'd let you know, in Leaf Green and Fire Red, there is no Yanmega. Same with Miss Magius, does not exist. Dusclops is the max evolution you can get in this game for a Duskull. Same reason like in this game, just because Mega Evolution now exists, just you can't Mega Evolve these Pokemon. They can't. I just need to check am I on the right encounter number. No. 184. Now it's 188. Mm-hmm. 2,600. We did start the stream at 2,100, so that's 500 soft resets in the span of almost 2 hours. Yo, Nami, welcome on into the stream. Yo, what up, Seth? How's the hunt's going? Pretty good. Just a nice, chill, relaxing session. Good to hear. Hope you get it soon. I really hope I do, because then I can just focus on like running around hunt, because that would be fun. Cool. That's not shiny. So we go on. Are you playing on a computer? Nope. These are all on Switch. 4 switches. Mm-hmm. Yep, so they're all running off of one controller, which is the most sickest part that I'm running this through. Right, let's go again. I still got another update on my chair. So I can track this chair now. Got a new gaming chair coming through and I'm very excited for it. Yeah, it's like a 451. It's an ergonomic chair. I'm swapping this one out. I just need to get the order number. Did I up the counter? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. Cool. Thank you for reminding me, brain. I want to see if I can track it. Through my order. It's on its way, that's all I know. Because it's been dispatched. Alright, let me try and track this chair quickly. Cool. I'm tracking the chair and checking history. All I know is it's been dispatched. It's on its way.
Thanks for the follow.
Mister, thank you for the follow.
Thanks for the follow.
Seth, thank you for the follow. Welcome back, Like a Glove. $2,688 encounters for this Squirtle and still no sign. Let's have a look. None of them are shiny. 3 of them are female. Yet again, 1 of them is male. Uranium? Yes, we got the uranium going again. Also, we're on 666 followers. Also, Roltz, I see you in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Si 2,712. Nope. 7,216. Then 2,720. $2,724. Let's check these ones. Nope, we go on to the next ones. Nope. And we move on. Nope. Next one. Nope. Perfect. Nope, they're not shiny. We keep going. Zentama, welcome on in. No way I found you on my For You page. Yeah, you did. I didn't really even realize that at first. Dude, how could you not realize it was me? Like sakes. I was looking at Squirtles and looked up and I was like, what the fuck? Dude, you should know, you're followed here. You should have been able to recognize the voice at least. Been a bit. How are you? Dude, it has been a minute and I'm doing pretty good. Well, yeah. I was glad to have you back here. I'm pretty sure I updated the counter. Did I? Yeah, I animate. Did I update the counter? Yes, I did. Good. Yeah, I need to get more active in a lot of chests and I've fallen off lately. No, I completely get that, bud. Alright, let's get these Squirtles. How many streams have you hunted it so far? Squirtle has been 3 days now. Oh, hello, Storm. My cat has come into my room. Don't matter, bud. Do you want to come on the desk? Or are you just going to sit there? I brought my Switch about 2 weeks ago, and I'm on reset 8.8k for Bulbasaur. I'm losing hope, dude. Don't lose hope. You'll find it. I was losing hope on Charmander when I got past 5,000, but you'll get it. I got it at 6,211, so you'll get it. Hey, bud. What's on your tail? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. What the matter, bud? What the matter? What's on your tail? You've been in the bushes, haven't you? Bear with while I try and sort my cat's tail out. Everyone meet Storm. Storm makes an appearance. You're so fluffy. Look at him. Yes, you can see yourself on the computer screen. Oh, that's it. Just kick the mic. He just kicked the mic. Fuck's sake, Storm. Brother just kicked the mic. Well, that's confirmed, chat. If you ever wanted to know Storm's moveset, it's lick, scratch, bite, and double kick. Oh, occasionally he comes up with headbutt, so he rotates a move or two. But other than that, yeah, no, that's just Storm. You going back out the window, or are you being nosy? He's being nosy. can't catch the bird, buddy. My cat sat in my window thinking he can try and catch a bird. He got into the hunt. $28.32. I think I'm on the right number, yeah. We're not gonna catch them. I love how my cat thinks he's gonna catch birds from being higher up. And straight down out the window onto the conservatory. What a silly cat. $28.48. Right, let's see what we can do now. Nope. Other than that, how is everyone doing in chat today? Perfect. $2,880. Perfect. Cool, 2,900. So we have done 800 soft resets. I feel like this will be the last one, and then I'll wrap up because I'm going to go spend some time with the family. And then we'll be live again possibly either tomorrow or Tuesday. Cool. So none of them are shiny, so we are going to now wrap up. And I will see you all either tomorrow or Tuesday.